What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and this is a pretty spicy story. Perhaps the biggest story that few people are actually talking about. It seems like nobody's talking about the fact that we have Hollywood celebrities out here in the public, publicly saying that the tapes, those Diddy tapes, that they're for sale, that there is an active bidding war right now going on where we are looking for, or the people who own them are looking for the highest bidder in order to protect individuals on those tapes. Now, I thought that this was a case that was getting investigated and that we'd see some justice. But meanwhile, behind the scenes here, we're just selling the tapes, apparently. People need to keep a little bit more security, I would argue, around their data. By the way, before we get into the story, huge shout out to Aura, a product that I actually use, a product that I love, and a product I want to tell you about. Look, data security is a big deal. When we go back just not that long ago, think about a time when a company that you trusted announced a data breach. Well, it's happened with Discover Card, Ticketmaster. Even local companies have gotten those emails, right? Just not that long ago, the National Public Data Breach happened, which leaked out all of our full names, addresses, and social security numbers. Those numbers actually ended up on the dark web. And if I wasn't using Aura, I wouldn't have even known that my information was out there. I mean, it's legitimate. I want to say some of the other products that they have a data broker opt-out, which I love. It helped me remove my personal information from data brokers and people search sites that can have all sorts of your personal information on it. It has identity theft protection. It monitors your personal data, including your social security number, across billions of points of data, like the dark web and public court records, to alert you to any potential identity theft. Every adult on the account, by the way, up to 5, gets $1 million in identity theft insurance to help cover any eligible losses and fees should the worst happen. They have financial fraud protection. They even have a VPN, antivirus, password manager. It's literally the everything app to keep you safe on the internet, and it's a product I use and I trust. I get it all in one app, and that is Aura at one affordable price. I'm not leaving myself or my family vulnerable to data breachers, and if you don't want either, go to aura.com/thequartering and sign up for that 2-week free trial. That'll be enough time for Aura to find out if any of your personal information is exposed. And then if you keep it, you'll be able to protect yourself in the future. Now let's go to this clip here that is pretty spicy, where Daniel Baldwin said that there's currently bidding wars going on in Hollywood where celebrities are buying back their own Diddy tapes to save themselves from getting exposed.
Look at Diddy, for instance. Let's take a look at him. Let's take a look at, he has videos. He has videos of the parties. Now, what I've heard, which I don't know how much of it is in mainstream media, I don't really follow the story that much, but what I've heard from friends that are attorneys, friends of mine that have represented me before, agents and so on, is there's a bidding war going on right now. They're driving that price up because if you want your client and your famous actor to not be involved, or famous singer to not come out, here's the price.
And what's bonkers about this is if you look at some of the weird timing, like a lot of people with no evidence, I want to be clear, I'm not trying to get sued by LeBron James, but right when this stuff came out, right when Sean Strickland called out LeBron James for being on these tapes, suddenly LeBron had to take some time off with his family. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. That does not mean that, it has anything related. But a lot of people pointed to him stepping away from playing in the NBA at a totally bizarre time for totally bizarre family reasons. The fact that LeBron James is having his worst statistical season in a really long time, some people are speculating that that's indication that, he's got a dark specter hanging over his head. Even the top comment on this video says, "Wonder how much LeBron James will pay." LeBron James is not involved. That's my opinion. he's naive and ignorant person who said ain't no party like a Diddy party without realizing the context. Who knows? I mean, I'm not going to go ahead and claim that he is with no evidence. That's stupid.
And that they're just selling to the individuals that are in those. This is what I heard. They're selling those videos. So if you're Tommy X, and Tommy X is a big, big movie star, and he was at some of the Diddy parties, he was in one of those bedrooms with 3 other men, and he's happily married to a woman, and blah. Tommy doesn't want that video to come out.
Now, the other aspect of this video kind of blackmail that's potential here is that you have a situation where maybe they weren't even doing anything illegal, right? Maybe they were just at the party, as he asserts here. Maybe they were just in a room or something bad was going on. Or maybe they were cheating on their wife. Well, that's not illegal. Or cheating on their husband. That's not illegal. Or somebody was secretly gay. That's not illegal. All this kind of stuff. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that anybody who was there was participating in anything illegal, but just the implication, just like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it's the implication that you were there and you were on film is all they need to destroy your career. That's all they need to blacklist you from, you know, different parties or different things going on. That's all that the system, that the machine needs to remove you.
He does not want it to come out. Same thing for Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the interesting thing about the Epstein and the theory about Epstein is we know he filmed people for sure on that island. Yeah.
That's one of the funny things too. Like, remember when that came out? Like, everybody knew for 100% fact, like that they were saying, oh, he had cameras everywhere. He did cameras, all this stuff. We have not seen a single video. A single video.
He has a lot of movies, a lot of films of people that are very, very powerful political figures, and entertainers, business people. So, do you really believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself? And
of course not.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's other theories that he's in Lebanon. He never died at all. That having the weight of owning those films right now over people. So will Donald Trump?
I don't think that he's still alive. Now, I can't wait to read the comments because I had actually never heard that theory before. But I don't think he's still alive, but I'm naive and I'm wrong all the time.
Trump released those films. I believe Donald Trump probably has a lot of friends that are in those videos too. I don't know if it behooves him to release them either. But what happens if iconic African Americans or iconic Japanese Americans or iconic Anglo Americans, former presidents, so what happens if they're in those videos? What does that do to the herding of the sheep?
Well, of course they're in the videos if they exist. I can say that, obviously it's just my opinion, but it feels like a pretty safe opinion given the caliber of people that were hanging out at these parties. We know that world leaders were visiting that island. We know that almost every prominent Hollywood weirdo was attending these parties. We know that people like Sean Strickland, for example, remember when I said, oh, Sean Strickland called out LeBron and then suddenly LeBron needs a personal day? He probably got one of those letters. I don't know that, but we saw this with Jay-Z. Jay-Z received a letter who said, hey, I'm going to claim that you did X, Y, and Z at these parties. Give me money or I'm going to go public with it. Jay-Z decided to put it out publicly and said, I'll see you in court, which I think is probably the best way to handle that kind of thing, especially if you're innocent. But he may also feel like, hey, I've got people to protect me, so go ahead. Sean Strickland gives a shocked reaction to LeBron James's infamous Diddy party comment. I bet him and MGK were Puff's bottom Bs. Ain't no Diddy party like a Diddy party, according to LeBron James. Now, again, maybe I am sure there are lots of people that went to those parties that never participated in anything nasty or untoward. It seems like statistically unlikely, but that also doesn't matter. Like, if you are even, it's like a stink that once it gets on you, look at what it's doing to LeBron. People are like yelling at him out in public about going to these parties when all he ever did was say, you know, there ain't no party like a Diddy party. I don't even know if he ever attended one, but people are cramming it in his face, like unrelentingly. If there really is a bidding war for these tapes, I would not be surprised whatsoever at all. You know, to be honest, that's how this stuff works. It's, you know, people. What did that lawyer in Texas say? He's got 300 people or something. What are the odds that all of them are telling the truth? Seems unlikely. I'm sure some of them are, you know, money grubbers. I'm sure some of them are, you know, looking just for a quick handout. And that's what you're seeing, you know, certain people reach out. But I mean, if these tapes really are for sale, then why isn't, I mean, I'm sure Elon Musk would pay a lot of money to get tapes of, you know, certain liberals. I'm sure the opposition would pay a lot of money. So I don't know. Do I think that there is a bidding war? I do think there is. I think it comes in the form of essentially, hey, we're going to send you this letter, pay us some money, or we're going to tie you to go to these parties, and that's all we need to do to destroy your career. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong. But you see Hollywood's panicking over the tapes. When the clowns run the circus, the secrets always spill. You know, the moral savants of Hollywood who have lectured on morality for decades all decided to say nothing in the past 20 years about Diddy. I wonder why. I mean, I think these are all reasonable. You know, I don't think Trump's really going to be able to declassify as much as people hope, but I certainly hope we get something. It'll be interesting to hear what you say in the comment section down below. You think the tapes are actually for sale? If so, how many of them are there? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.